welcome to Inside the Real Estate. All right, so today I want to just delve into the subject of land ownership. Who owns land in Nigeria? You have people who are landlords, who are landowners. They keep buying land and they say, it's my land, it's my land, it's my land. And then we have those who rent from people. Now, in the smaller context of it, those who rent are tenants and those who rent to them are the landlords, all right? But in the larger context of it, I've come to realize, and it's the truth, that everybody, every individual in Nigeria is a tenant. All right, there are places in the world whereby when you buy your land, it's given to you freehold interest. And what does that mean? It simply means that you own the land for life. Okay, and then there is another interest in land which is called the leasehold interest. What does that mean? It means you own the land for a particular period or duration of time. Now, all land lawyers can attest to that. And so when I say we are all tenants in Nigeria, it is simply because before 1978, okay, there was the land tenure system, which simply refers to the way land was owned in Nigeria. Okay, so we had the customary way, you understand? We had the traditional ways, we had legal ways. But when 1978 came, the government introduced the Land Use Act, which revolutionized everything. And it changed the way people own land in Nigeria. So according to the act, it states that all land in Nigeria is held by the governor of each state. So every land in each state goes to whom? The governor, who holds it in trust for the people. So he administers it on behalf of the people. Okay, and if anyone must buy land, all right, he will buy it, then the governor issues him a document which is called the CFO. Now, the challenge with CFO is that it's time-based. Time-based in the sense that it's only for 99 years. Now, I don't know about you, but if I say I bought something, I'm supposed to own it because it's mine in perpetuity. For instance, my car, I own it till I croak. And if my children want, they'll take it and continue with it. But land isn't so. Land is held for a period of 99 years based on the Land Use Act. It vests all rights. It vests all the powers of the land within the state in the governor, or then it was the administrator. But since Nigeria has transitioned into the civilian rule or civilian administration now in terms of regime, it simply means that it's in the hands of the state governor to administer to people. So those who buy, even though they are landlords, they own it for a duration. And then when that duration comes, if they're still alive or their children, they can always renew. So it comes with a renewal. Do you understand now? So when I said all of us are tenants, it doesn't matter whether my duration is every 1 year I have to be paying you rent, and you every 99 years you have to be paying the governor rent. It's at the end of the day, we're all tenants. Okay, so that is the summary of what the Land Use Act is all about, and the land tenure system in Nigeria. Advantages of the act itself. So the fact that it prevents land speculation. So it curbs all those funny activities related to land, ensuring that land is used for its intended purpose. Okay, so if it's agricultural, it's used for agricultural purpose. If it's residential, it's used for residential. If it's industrial, it's used for industrial purpose. If such an act was not there, you will see people building their house right beside Dangote's refinery. In fact, inside the refinery. You get what I mean now? You'll see people building their houses in the coal mine. All right, but thank God for the act that it's able to zone, it's able to look into all those areas and helps regulate urban development by ensuring that there is growth uniformly, not scattered about. All right. I've learned even that there are places in the GRAs where the government can actually revoke your CFO if you've taken land for too long and you've not used it for its intended purpose. Right? So it's a good thing. All right. So it even gives people more confidence to see that a particular area or a particular region is actually developing. Okay. So it secures property rights. So with the granting of documents, CFO, it gives it a valid title. All right. So it makes your land genuine. It tries as much as possible to reduce land conflict. So without that act, because now everything is coming from the governor's desk. All right. So it's easier to know, okay, I gave to this person, I sold to that person, I sold to this family, I sold to that person. Than if everybody was just selling, there would be conflict. It would be chaos. It would be a madhouse. And so the challenge, however, I've seen with the Land Use Act, all right, it's just a criticism that some industry insiders and players have brought against it, that decentralized control. So it makes it difficult, due to bureaucracies. Have you ever tried to get your CFO in Lagos? I don't know about other states, but in Lagos, it's like waiting for something that you will never see at times. It could be like that, right? So it creates unnecessary red tape because it's centralized. So if it must be centralized, then there must be efficient systems put in place to make it function. Else, it should be decentralized so that all people from everywhere can be able to access their land ownership and their title and whatever they need to access as soon as possible. But if I have to wait to get my CFO, for instance, man, so that centralized control is an issue that people have criticized. So it's a challenge. It creates challenges for investors due to government consent requirements. There are some requirements. Have you ever tried to get a governor's consent? Yeah, you will sweat. When you start hearing, bring this, bring that, do this, notarize that, do this, and do that, man, it's a lot. So some people just don't like all that stress. The average Nigerian doesn't have that patience. But I always tell people, it's better you go through that stress and have something genuine than say you don't want the stress and then you go and do something shoddy and then tomorrow you are back at the hands of the law trying to resolve one land dispute, property dispute here and there. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, and then the last one, of course, compensation challenges. Disputes over fair compensation for acquired land can rise. Now, I must say something quickly to this too. When the government is paying compensations, it usually pays compensation for the development or improvement on land, not on land itself. Land belongs to the government. It administers it to the people. Do you understand that now? Okay, so that's just a food for thought, all right? The Land Use Act has been challenged in the sense that when compensation issues arise, it doesn't really speak to what is fair and what is not fair when it comes to compensation. This is just unbundling the Land Use Act of 1978, which is the law that states that all rights and interest in land within the state is vested in the hands of the state governor. In this case now, because we're in the civilian regime, okay, and to administer on behalf of everyone in the state. Okay, so that is why I said we are all tenants. All right, thank you. So if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. I will be glad to reply you and respond to you and continue the conversation over there. Thank you and bye for now.